There we go. What are you munching on? Carrots?
I got a veggie plate, a fruit plate, string cheese, and then some chicken.
Welcome to Meals with Ceris, everybody.
Working for the weekend.
I want to see a show. I gotta get these ears over my neck here.
Yeah, I know where to go.
I'll tell you where to go. Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Into the music
No.
scene.
Mommy.
Showing lots of love.
Lots of
Lots of
love.
love.
For the community. With great advice, I know who I should
To
go
go see.
Talk about it.
That's where I go for the latest brand and
Good day, Jeff. Good day.
Okay, Jeff.
I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? Let me turn you up. I got you turned up now.
Turn me up or turn me on.
Looks like the string cheese is turning you on right now
Bro,
because you love
That's
food.
good.
You
You
love
know-
food more than men.
I do. I do.
That's terrible. It is. But it's okay. Who else is checking in today? Hi, Heather. Good to see your lovely smiling face. Hi, Chad.
Chatty Chad.
Chad's here.
it's the weekend review.
John Esper's here from Columbus. What are you saying?
I said, hi, Carla.
Oh, okay. I can't hear you with the theme song in my ears. Sorry. You've got no ears, so you can handle it. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at all these people. Look at all these people checking in. Emily Schulte in the house. What's up, Emily? I love Emily. Emily, I haven't forgotten you. I just haven't had a chance to message you back, but I will. I promise. It's been like the most insane day today you've ever seen. Ed Sawicki, good evening, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Cheryl K. Wood, thank you for dropping by.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi,
Who else is here?
Hi,
Valerie. Bob Klein. You know, that's what they call a guy with no arms and no legs you throw in the lake? Bob. Bad dad joke. Sorry, guys. Please don't take offense to that shit. It's just a bad dad joke.
Right now.
What?
Somebody's crying in the corner right now for sure.
Oh, my God. I'll probably get hate mail, get shut down.
Yeah, you will.
Get shut down. Shiny, happy people. I'm shining today. My forehead is, at least in the studio lights, because I ain't got no hair. Chad Applehead. Hey,
Hi,
Chad.
Applehead.
What's going on? And he's got his son, I think, playing with him now. Is that right, Chad? Your son is playing with you, opening your shows. Is there truth to that? And what's your son's name again? Because I had a little saying the other day I was going to do, and I can't remember what it was now. Yes, Dewey Cole's here. String cheese is the best, he says. I don't know. I'm not going to agree with that.
I love it.
Oh,
And I'm wrapping it in some chicken, like some cold meat chicken.
cold meat. Did you really just say cold meat?
What is it?
Oh my God. I think, is it cold cuts or something, but
Deli meat?
you said cold meat. That could be a song. Somebody write a song about that. Cold meat. Kevin Cooper, write a song about that. Yes. Hi, Kay. How are you? Thank you for being here. Carla. Carla's already had 2 string cheese today. My dogs had a string cheese earlier. They love string cheese.
I know Daisy's sitting down here whining because I'm not giving her one.
My little one, she'd be right here in my business if I was eating string cheese. She would be looking at me like, come on, Dad.
Yeah, there's some good chicken.
Yes. Lying by your front door, Matt. Oh, my God. Here comes all the bad dad jokes. If that guy was lying by your front door, his name would be Matt.
Oh.
You know, Bob, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, Ceris.
That one.
Shot overhead.
Eat that.
What? Chad says he's getting his feet wet. I like that. I like it. But you posted something about his name, and I was going to make up a little saying for you two, but I can't remember what it was until I hear his name. Hello, Toy in Key West. I think Karis just said that.
What? Yeah, I said, how's Key West, Toy?
Toy. Hey, Toy.
Toy.
What's happening? Hey, we got an absolute, can I say a shit ton of viewer submissions today. So we're going to save them all and we're going to use them on dates. But you know, this is episode 130, Karis.
Oh, really?
130. It seems like we just did 100. 130. How about that shit?
What else can we make? Rick said, can we get other snacks in string form or just cheese? I don't know. I mean, I guess you could do like meat, string meat.
String bikinis.
Wow, there's that. I guess you can't eat that. Well, not that, but.
Well, they make edible ones, I think. They do. They do. If you want to go to those kind of stores. Kevin says, I'll write a cold meat concept and let Jonathan rhyme it.
Store.
What did you say?
Just order it online. You don't have to go to the store.
Oh, I like going to the store and being embarrassed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, isn't that fun? Braxton. Braxton is his name. I got to figure out what I was going to say about that. I had a really cute little saying for you guys, a tagline for you. That's something. Yes. Carla says, wow, congrats. Okay.
What?
What are we congratulating, Carla? I don't remember. Chad had us at 131. Yes, your clicker's off. It's 130. Yes. Last week we didn't number it on the post because it was about women who rock and that kind of thing, but it was 129. So Toy says it's awesome there. Beer is flowing.
I'm supposed to be there.
Thanks for the invite, Toy. I appreciate it. Yeah, while I sit here in dismal Dayton, Ohio. Dismal Dayton. Celery. Diana Halligan wants to know. Are you chomping on celery?
No.
You got a veggie.
On blueberries now.
Oh, okay. We're moving to fruits. We had our veggies. Now we're doing our fruits. Do you have nuts too?
Oh.
Who was that in the background?
That was Miss Princess Daisy May.
Daisy, are you talking? Is she saying, oh, string cheese? String cheese. Yes. All right. Let's get to the topic today. So many of them they were written in. Why am I getting a lightning alert on the phone? Is it going to storm?
I hope not, because I got an hour and 20-minute drive.
Where are you going?
I'm showing a house.
Oh, up by me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, Franklin? Where's Franklin?
Yeah, like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Good for you. Too bad I'm working. We could have string cheese and veggie trays. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so we had a ton come in, but this one is the one we're going to do today. And let me hit on it here. It says you may have already covered this topic on Hot Topic Tuesday, but how about bands using pre-recorded tracks for a topic? It says our band uses pre-recorded sound effects sometimes. We use sirens, tires screeching in certain songs, and intros to various songs. But as far as it goes, we play everything you hear. Personally, I could care less if you use tracks, but I'd like to know people's opinions on it. And does it give a band an unfair advantage? I sometimes see a 3 or 4 piece band with backing tracks playing with like 4 and 5 part harmonies. And you say, oh my God, I can't believe all that sound came from a 3 piece band, when you finally realize it was nothing but tracks.
Easy. And I have a question.
That's interesting. What's your question?
To the people that use these tracks, why are you using it? Why not get more members of your band?
Well, some bands use tracks to save on a couple songs, like keyboard players, because they don't want a keyboard player all night. So, certain songs have keyboard parts in them. They'll use a track there, which is okay. Jim Cuesta would disagree that every band needs a keyboard player, but that's part of it. The other part is money.
Stop.
The more in the band, the more the pie gets cut. I mean, how many times have we talked about you get a certain rate? That's what you're going to get if you have a 10-piece band or a 3-piece band. It's interesting.
I get it. I got it that way. If you're only using the keys a couple of times, okay, I can understand. I know a lot of bands do it. She's starving, Erica.
Daisy, poor Daisy. You mistreat that dog so much.
I'm gonna go grab my other mistreated dog that's outside. Hold on, please.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to Let's Watch Ceris Eat and Take Care of Her Dogs show today. And Toy Hobbs says Brian and Kelly Peters are there. Please give them our love if you see them, and tell them thank you so much for women who rock. They rock. So do have a line of storms headed towards Dayton. Thank you, Bill Berkey, meteorologist. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, buddy. Kara says Love Bear loves blueberries. Lou Bear does. Okay. High winds and hail. Well, damn, hail.
So if people that use tracks, why do so many of them pretend like they don't? Are we embarrassed?
Yeah, don't cover that shit up because it's obvious to most people. Yeah, just earn it, own it, and do it.
Like, okay, you use tracks. Now, I don't know that I agree. Like, I can understand using tracks because maybe you have like just a couple of songs through the entire night that does require a keyboard. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying, but I can understand it. But if you're like a 2 or a 3 piece and you are using tracks to create a full band thing, I think that's odd.
I think Dewey's right. It's case by case and band by band. And some bands use tracks to stay with the video they're showing in the background, all those things. And some of it's just as simple as a click track for the drummer to stay on beat, all that stuff. But there are tracks. Some bands really heavily use tracks to supplement their vocals and those kind of things. Then it starts to become a little Milli Vanilli-ish to me. That's
the thing. Like I get it. And I'm not really against it for, in certain, like, case by case, I get it. Some of my favorite bands I love, and I know that they use tracks for some of them. Honey, I'm busy. But I think too much of it. Like, I went to go see a duet, and they had tracks to form. If your tracks are making up for like more people than that are actually in the band, that's a bit weird to me.
Yeah. There are some bands that very tastefully use some tracks to supplement songs where they don't have that in the band, whether it be even a horn section, things like that sometimes, that they can't afford to pay 3 horns to play with them every night on one song, I mean, I get that part. But it's interesting. I think it's a great question because it's a matter of acquired taste. Some people hate it. There are musicians that stand in the back of the room like this when somebody's playing with tracks and judge. And, I'm all for original playing and guys playing their guitars and that kind of thing. But is it a sin to use tracks? Comment, people. We want to hear from you. What do you think?
Bronson Hetzer has a great comment.
Let me get to it. A big comment. Let me go there. He says, I hate it. I think it looks pretty dumb when there's an organ track playing and there's nobody on stage playing an organ. Valid point. It is. And I mean, when you start out with, Don't Stop Believing and there's no keyboards on the stage, but yet there's a keyboard playing, is it okay with the audience? Some people say yes. Some people say no. He says, then again, a well thought out 3-piece with layers of tracks is going to sound bigger. Use a 5-piece than us as a 5-piece, the average listener. And that's the key, the average listener. Musicians are going to judge. They're going to judge, and they're going to judge each other. Let me see what Coop's saying here. Highly choreographed stage act, making playing the parts more difficult. Yes. What are you laughing at? Somebody commented.
I'm like, first, Bob had a good comment. He's like, would it be okay to have a drum machine instead of a drummer? I'm not okay with that. That's has happened.
I've seen that happen too, Bob.
Yeah. I'm gonna politely say no. But then Rick Piper's comment is funny to me.
Well, I'm going to get to all the comments here. Is this one Rick's here? This one? Oh, you could do one. Thanks, Rick. I'm going to tell you, I had the privilege and honor of being backstage at an Ozzy Osbourne show once. Ozzy had ghost singers on microphones in the back singing his part on many of the tunes. He was lip syncing the songs on stage. And I can say that now, I guess. I hate to say it, but he had gotten to the point where his vocals just wouldn't sustain the impact of some of those songs. So there were singers in the back, hidden in the back of the stage in a vocal booth, singing his tracks. Live, but singing.
That's interesting.
Ghost singers.
Huh.
I was very taken back by it.
I've never even heard of that.
You know, they say never meet your heroes. Well, that was one of those impact moments that you say, wow.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where artists, and that's a whole nother show, should hang up. You know, there's a point where you got to give up. You do. I mean, I hate it.
I have to imagine the reason why they're not giving up is because they need the money.
Maybe.
There's no way you can be delusional. That delusional.
That or it's the power of the rush, the adrenaline rush of going on stage in front of tens of thousands of people, and that you can't let go of that, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it'd be like you giving up a game night. I mean, it would just crush you. I'm just kidding. But, you know, you like getting up in front of people, don't you, Ceris? I can always tell when we have our events and I drag you on stage how much you love that.
It's not one of my favorite things, but I will say I do enjoy my Mondays.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is. I just pretend I'm like a comedian.
Let me see what Bob's has to say. Would it be okay to have a drum machine? Yes, instead of a drummer. Thank you for that. And then Dewey's got a big comment here. He says, I get more upset with the bigger bands using backing tracks. Well, did you go see the stadium tour with Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and all them? I mean, if you didn't think Motley Crue was using backing tracks, and then Def Leppard came out, I don't think they used anything. I think they were all a natural, but Motley Crue was certainly tracked to beat hell. I mean, there were times Vince's lips weren't even moving and the song was playing. So, again, Milli Vanilli. But that is where you've overstayed your welcome, so to speak, with your vocals. I mean, you've outlived your vocals and you just need to say, I can't sing anymore.
What about the people that can play all of these instruments and they play the instruments and create the tracks and then they use them as backing tracks?
Which a lot of bands do. They do make their own tracks. They're not buying tracks from somewhere. They're not karaokeing or bandioking. They actually make their own tracks that they use. Is it okay?
I mean,
what do you think?
If you're playing the music, so now this is completely different. However, there's this musician that I love, this Australian musician called Xavier Rudd. And he plays like a million different instruments. But he has all of the instruments around him. And he's sitting there with like 6 didgeridoos, guitar, everything. And I think that's really rad. Like, I think that's super cool. That's like, I doubt it would be as cool or as awesome to see if he didn't have all those instruments up there. But at least it would still be him playing the music, right?
Right. And Bob, you've got a great point there. I love the fact that you use the term call an audible, because so many times bands need to call an audible, and you can't do that if you're heavily tracked and your set list is timed and all those things. And I mean, yes, you can stop it. The drummer can trigger it or whatever. I understand that goes on a lot, but it just seems to me like it loses its flair of a spontaneity type show where Ceris is having a birthday tonight. We're going to stop for a minute and say happy birthday and do all that kind of stuff. And if you're beating the tracks down and you've got your set list timed out to this track, you may not be able to do those kind of audibles. And or if somebody's really desperate and throws $1,000 in your tip jar to play this song, how do you play it with the track? Oh, we gotta skip ahead 9 songs in the track list to try to get to it, and those kind of things. It's an interesting quagmire, and this has nothing to do with individuals who use loopers, pedals, and things like that. That's a whole different world.
I don't like some of my favorite bands that play. They use tracks, and honestly, they put on such a great show. Like, it
doesn't affect me now.
No, I get it. I get why people get irritated by it. But
when it irritates me is when I'm watching a band play and they have a keyboardist on stage, and the keyboardist is going like this and not even touching the keys.
That's weird.
That is weird to me. And that's just faking it to make it, to be honest. And some bands are highly popular doing that kind of stuff. Party bands, those kind of things. People love that, and they love the backing tracks and that kind of thing. But if you're not a real musician, if you're just going up there, then you really are the Milli Vanilli.
That's different. That's not even. No.
I mean, I did a thing when I was very young, and I'm going to lay it out. I've laid it out on the show before, but I did a thing at Americana Amusement Park for several years where we did a Kiss reenactment on stage, and we were dressed in the makeup and the costumes and all that. It was all fake. None of us could play. We basically faked it on the guitar, lip synced the songs. And there were actually people that thought we were really playing and singing these songs and how great they are. Man, they sound like Kiss. No, it is Kiss. I mean, that was, and it was all about the visual at the amusement park, for the kids. Oh, Kiss is on stage today and all that. No, it was all fake. Everything was fake. But there's a lot of this going on. And I see some 3-piece bands that can fill a room. And let's take Billy Rock, for example. There's a 3-piece band that fills a room full of sound, and they're not tracking shit all night. They're not doing any of that. So some 3-piece bands sound like a 10-piece band with backing tracks. And is that okay? Means you pay them less, Ceris.
You would think.
Well, you would hope for a 3-piece versus a 10-piece band.
You would think.
But you never know. Bob says, as a drummer, hell to the no. Okay.
He was talking about a drum machine.
Yeah. See what Diana's got to say.
Benjamin Waltz has a good comment. I like his comment.
Let me get to that. Hang on. I'm looking at Diana's here on the screen. Said she was disappointed when a tribute band used a track on Bohemian Rhapsody while the lead guy went to change costumes. Okay. I'm trying to find Benjamin's. I'm passing up a bunch, so I'll have to come back to him, guys. Benjamin, big comment. Here we go. Well, trying to present yourself as a rock band, and you use a drum track that looks silly. If you're solo duo, you're enhancing things. Okay. And I think you're right, Benjamin. If people come to see you, and that's all that really matters. If they like what you're doing and they support you and it fills the venue, does it really matter if they're using tracks? I mean, musicians are always going to judge. They're like, that guy's not playing that. He's not singing that.
There's always, that's the thing. There's like musicians, and then there's musicians that people that aren't musicians really like, There's musicians are automatically going to be more critical about things like that. I don't blame them. But I know, Bubby. I would say a lot of bands use tracks for at least like one or like for a couple of songs. I think Billy Rock does. I don't know, but I think he does it like.
When does it?
Problem with it if it's done like.
Did you say Billy Rock uses backing tracks?
No, I don't. I thought. Wait, I think he maybe for like a couple. Wait, Dewey says he does for just like a couple songs.
Yeah, not the whole night.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's not like they start the track and play through it.
That's a difference. Yeah. Like every once in oh my goodness.
Daisy. So, Chris, I have seen One Man Electrical Band, and I think he's fantastic with what he does, and it's a cool vibe that he lays out. So,
backing instrument.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And you know what? But he does. It's not the whole time and whatever. Hey.
Did she steal something?
Yes.
What'd she get?
I don't know.
Well, hopefully it didn't have the wrapper on it still.
No.
All right. Cheryl Kaywood says there's nothing better than real vocals singing in harmony. I agree 110%. See what Emily has to say here. Hi, Kevin Tolles. Thanks for joining us. She says, I love tracks for the extra sound effects you can't always create live. My band is more of a show experience and love being able to thread things together when it comes to vocals. You won't see me relying on the track over my lead, but I realize everyone's opinions differ with this and just depends on what you like. I agree, Emily.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
If people support the band that plays with tracks, that's fine. And I believe in tracks are okay in moderation. I don't like it if you hit the button and start the show and the track plays through the entire set. That to me almost puts you in the bandioki category. I mean, that's just me.
Are they still playing though?
Well, let's hope so. There are bands that have made lots of money off being absolutely tracked to death with fake playing on stage and all that. I mean, I don't even want to get into names, so I won't, but it happens.
I mean,
Corona says if you play with fake music, you can't change the song or play longer solos. Our band interacts with the crowd, takes audibles from the crowd. Backing tracks would not work for our band, however, to each their own. I think everybody's kind of saying to each their own.
Well, no, I think there's some people that are very much against it, but I think I don't know. I don't think I care. I just want to see a good show. You know what I mean? Like, sure. I think when it comes to vocals, I think I would care a little more.
Yeah, Rick says he likes when he hears a band without a keyboard and that part is played by another instrument in the band. One band that I love locally here where I am is Spongeworthy, and Scott Miller plays guitar and he uses his pedal board and all that to make these different tones. And I mean, you know, like they play You Can Call Me Al, and that beginning of that sounds like a horn section. He's playing it on the guitar and it sounds great. And he's using the helix or whatever he's got there to make those tones. It's great by me. They're a 3-piece band that slays it everywhere they go. They fill the room. So nobody's going to dog on anybody.
Yeah, I don't listen.
I'm beating the hell out of this.
Everything in moderation. I don't know. If it helps your show and it's, I say go for it. I don't know that I even have an opinion anymore. I just fuck it. Like, I agree if it's the whole show, maybe that seems a bit weird. I don't know, but fuck it.
Toy said he did the whole track thing with another band and nobody in the audience didn't really care. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of the audience that just wants to have a good time and hear good music, and it's the music community, the folks who follow music and the musicians who will eventually judge whether they like it or not. And I'm kind of with you, Karis. I'm to the point where technology is overcoming all of us. We talked about AI the last time and all that on the show a couple weeks ago. It's running a train down the track at 100 miles an hour, and we better get on board or it's going to pass us all by. And we know it's going to happen. And I hate to say that, but that's what's happening. And there's so many great solo artists who have mastered the art of a loop pedal and those kind of things in moderation. Right. David Thornton, I think of all the time, and he can play and use a little vocal harmonizer and use some looping on his guitar, and he can sound like a 5-piece band on stage and fatten the room up, and people love him because of that.
Right.
So what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And it takes a long time to learn those techniques and not overbearingly play it too, to where you're You know, I mean, there have been people win the voice competition using loopers. Look at Ed Sheeran. I mean, look how big he became using loopers and pedals. And I mean, just, I don't know. Carla, what's she saying? Yeah, if you're faking it, Carla, not to hit your own keyboard with your fingers, I mean, that's really bad. And you know, everybody can see that on stage. What's Benjamin have to? Benjamin, thank you so much for being with us today. It's great to have you on the show with us.
We read his, son.
What's that? Did I read that one already?
Hmm.
That's the one I put up earlier. Okay, I skipped ahead, didn't I?
Yeah. But we've got a whole lot of good comments.
Dirk, I actually was Ace. And that's why I was so heartbroken by Ace passing away. But that was my part in that little gig. And I even signed autographed. We had pictures. I signed autographs, Ace with the Ace card and that kind of stuff. So that was a good time back in the day. And what else we got here? Dewey, there's a former girlfriend of mine has those pictures of Americana. I'd love to have the one back where we're standing on the Americana sign and you can see all of us. It was so cool. But probably won't get it back.
I bet that most bands use tracks at one point in their show.
Well, especially if you go back and you play like 80s music, you're probably using a track somewhere because you cannot put those kind of sounds out with a live band. And even if you look at, like, Robert Plant did an interview not too long ago, and he was talking about the way they studio recorded. They had to have so many musicians when they toured to play all those parts that were in the studio recording of even like Stairway to Heaven and things like that, you know? So interesting that back in the day it was layers and now it's tracks.
Ed Sawicki, did she sing though?
Gosh, I can't. I mean, I'm trying to get to all these. Where is this at? Where's Ed? Ed.
It is subtle, Chad. It's not even like I don't. There's nothing wrong with it. It's super subtle.
Let me see what Krakus has to say. By the way, Steve, can I just say, while we're on the air here, I want to say to Steve, I was going to message you today. Every day since Women Who Rock, I put on Bill's video of Still of the Night from Women Who Rock, and it inspires me every day to do what I do, because that was a perfect example of the local music community coming together with a superstar, Reb Beach, and absolutely having one of those showstopper moments. So, and as you said, I think in your post, the note heard around the world type thing from Melissa. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, and your solo in that is remarkable, Steve. So thank you. He said Mad Hatter used a keyboard track on 3 songs. People could have cared less. Piping in most of the show, though, is questionable. And there's a lot of bands making big money touring using tracks all the way around. I mean, they really are. So I agree, Steve. What else we got? Bronson jumping in again. I've seen the way Emily's band uses the tracks to get from one song while Emily talks. It's a cool thing and works. It is. It's just kind of like a voiceover track, and I like that too. I like a little background music playing.
Shit.
Emily's a rock star, man. Said I've seen some bands standing silently trying to get the track going. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, really there's ways to use tracks, and that I think what it comes down to is there's okay. Kathy had a comment. She was asked to fill in for a show with 3 days' notice, and she told them that she didn't know the songs, and they said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to be all tracks." I can understand being uncomfortable with that. The way, I mean, that's one thing. Probably, I'm not saying it's wrong. That's to each their own. It doesn't matter. But I can understand being uncomfortable with that, as a musician. I just don't care, though. I think there's a bad, I think people automatically hear the word tracks and they just assume that it's all fake. It's not all fake. There's moments you can, like Bronson was saying about Emily. They use it. They use it in a right way. Chad was saying it's, you know, it's subtle. It is subtle. It's, I don't know. And who gives a shit?
Harlan, I agree with you 100%. It absolutely fascinates me and intrigues me too to watch somebody using a looper and playing all those parts on their own guitar and putting them in there and making a song out of it. Just blows me away. I mean, I think it's great technology, good for a solo artist. And I agree, full bands using it just to basically jump around on stage and act like they're playing is not, it's just not for me. Some people it's okay with. And then I'm not here to judge. I'm just here. We're not doing judgment today. We're spreading joy. Isn't that right, Ceris?
We are.
Joy.
Well, Bob, I'm sorry, not everybody, but I would say probably a lot of people use them. Let's just say Rockhouse doesn't.
Hi, Anna from Key West. Thank you for checking in.
Hello, Anna.
Good to see you. Connie's in the house. Chef Connie is here. Thank you. Oh, it's Bob saying here at the end, it says not everyone. Rockhouse uses 0 tracks and never will. Just a decision they weigh. No iPads on stage either. Hard for a lead singer to engage the crowd while staring at a screen all night. Yeah. And, you know, so many bands have gone and they get a bad rap for the iPads because they're using it for their in-ear monitor mix too on stage. And a lot of people think, oh, they're reading their tracks off of it. Not always. Sometimes they're just mixing their in-ear monitors and those kind of things. Technology is just, like I said, taking us by storm for real. But I'm proud of you, Bob. I mean, I am. I saw your band. You're fantastic. Can't wait to see you when you come to the Bell. And people are going to be wowed by your band. You're a wonderful band. You really are. Carla says, I agree things are changing, but I'm not going to change my love for bands and the vibe. Well,
that's not yours.
Musicians should be musicians. That's my thought on it. I mean, that's why now the music of today doesn't turn me on much because it's a lot of button pushing and producing in a studio and a lot of auto tunes and things. You know, there wasn't any auto tune when Steve Perry was singing with Journey back in the day. You know, it was live, raw, and on stage. And if somebody messed up, they kept going. And that's Scott's opinion only. You can hate me for it or whatever. I know that people call me a get off my lawn old man, but I like people that play their instruments. It's a craft, and I admire people that play their instrument. And Dewey says, call out the band, Kathy. Kathy, do not call out the band. Thank you. I've had enough heat in the last few weeks. We don't need any more of that. And Steve said, I heard Motley Crue's tracks for the last big tour before Mick left. Was most of the show, and Mick hated it. Yeah. And that's why. I mean, he wants to be spontaneous or wanted to be spontaneous as well. Ceris, you're having way too much fun with Daisy. I feel like all I'm doing is talking and you're just feeding the dog.
She's so cute.
She's adorable. We love her. We do. What's Applehead got to say here? We're taking your comments, guys. Get them in here. We got a few more minutes left on this topic. We're talking about using tracks. Is it right? Is it wrong? Do you care? Or do you say, I just want the experience of a little bit of music and fun? So, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to hate anybody for what they say here.
No.
And, yeah. Can we give the person controlling the tracks a different set list than the rest of the band? I just mean for fun. That'd be fun.
Brandon, we're talking about tracks. Bands using tracks.
Hi, Zach. Thank you for your submission earlier today, Zach. We'll get to that one in a few weeks. We did touch on it a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to come back around to it. So just so you know, we had like 9 good submissions today, and this was just one of them. So we'll keep those in our vault. It says, Bob says, use for IEMs is another thing. Totally see it when a singer look away from the screen becomes a crutch. Yeah. Yeah. And, I won't deny. I mean, I do a lot of shows with bands that use those newfangled looking wedge monitors that are really a teleprompter. Looks like a wedge monitor on stage. Looks like something you'd hear sound coming out of, but it's a screen. And some big national acts who sing their own songs. It just blows me away that they can't remember the words to their own songs. Is it that the drugs or the alcohol? I don't know. You wouldn't believe how many national groups use prompters on stage to remember the words to their songs. Yes. What's
They sing those so many. So, oh, that's crazy.
That's funny, Gina McCann. I bet that messed everybody up. What's up, Brandon Harvey? How are you? Good to have you with us. Hey, Brandon, bet you can't guess what the free point's going to be tomorrow. The artist. I bet you will. Dewey says, makes you appreciate bands like DV8, Sweet Sister Mercy, Crown Watts. And, you know, Sweet Sister Mercy uses some intro tracks to some songs. They do. I mean, I've heard them. And it's not like they're not playing their... I mean, we've all heard them play like at the jam and all that. And that is not tracked in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So those guys, you know, if they couldn't get up there and play, then you'd worry about it. If they said, no, I don't want to play at the jam because really I'm faking it all night. They're not doing that.
And that's the thing. I think I would say,
girl, you eat like a fat man in a buffet line. You know that? You do. All day long. How do you stay slender?
I work out a lot.
I work out.
I eat healthy, for the most part, except for pie.
Pie. Let's not get on the pie.
If you're a musician and you rely on the tracks 24/7 to be a musician, that might be maybe not awesome. I don't know. But who am I to say? That's if it's working for you, then you do you.
Bronson messaged me who that band is after the show. I think I know.
And then message me, please, somebody.
Yes. Brandon?
There are some bands I wish would use tracks.
Interesting. Brandon said that. Not sure what I want to say about that. I'd like to hear your opinion, Brandon. I would.
What is his opinion?
I'd like to hear his opinion about tracks and what he thinks.
Does Brandon use tracks?
I think they trigger some things with it, but I mean, they all play. They're all good players. So, I mean, you know, Seth's not back there faking the drums. I can tell you that. He's playing the drums. You know, so yeah, there's good stuff. Let me get to a few more comments here. As a photographer, the iPads are a challenge. Yeah, especially if you're down in the pit looking up at an artist, they can be a big block on the stage trying to take photos. And, you know, nobody likes pictures from underneath. Why they do that, I'll never get it. But, I mean, the photographers are down in a pit and they're shooting up at somebody and you get their three chins. That's the way it ends up with me every time they take a picture. I got more chins than a Chinese phone book. I do. Okay. Is that wrong? Was that racist too? Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't. Ooh.
Chad says, I like Sweet Sister Mercy. And yes, there are bands we'd love to use tracks.
Yeah.
Yep, there are. What's Ed saying here? One of the best performers, Ella Fitzgerald in Berlin. He said halfway, she forgot the word to mac the knife. What improved and creative was pure magic. Improvised, I'm assuming is what you're saying there, earning her 2 Grammys. There it is. And Bronson says they're not based out of Ohio. Okay. Steve says a teleprompter doesn't replace the sound coming out of a singer's mouth, but have often wondered where the cheat sheet is for the rest of us. Yeah. Well, and yeah, I mean, if you're doing 4 hours worth of music a night, sometimes you may need those words there. I have those senior moments as well. sometimes forgetting things like words. What's it? Melody says we're late. Thank you, Melody, for being late. Yeah, photographers should be able to get up there and take pictures above. Levitate. That's good. Uh-oh. Rhyming Jonathan is here. Still cold meat, he says.
Thanks.
Cold meat. Cold meat time again. It's kind of like cold gin.
Carla, some do need the tracks. My final thought on this is, if it works for you, if you put on a good show, who am I to judge?
I'm okay with it. Are you okay with it? I mean, I am. It's not
my business. It's my business if you come and play my band, whether you have tracks or not, you come and play my stage and you don't make me any money, tracks or not.
Well, you know, some bands pull it off better than others. I will just say that because I've just been a little shocked about some behind the scene messaging I'm getting here that some bands that do use tracks, and that's fine. And I'd never guess it. So that means you're doing a great job of not looking like fake on stage. Brandon Harvey says, we have some samples playing live. Being a fan of music, I appreciate the actual playing, but I do have an understanding for tracks. Yeah.
And I think that's what everybody's kind of saying for the most part.
Well, yeah, and if you take popular music today, like let's just say you're doing a Bruno Mars tune, my God, you'd have to have a 10-piece band and a DJ and everybody else on stage with you to recreate some of those songs. So
yeah,
the tracks help with that.
And here's the reality. I'm not going to pay for all that either. I mean, there's some bands that...
You tight ass.
No, but here's the thing. There's some bands that like 2 years ago were charging a relatively good amount, and then they come back and they've upped their pay like this crazy amount because they've added one other person that, you know, I mean, I don't know.
Thank you, Kathy. That's a great statement. People are going to come see who they want to come see.
Yes, they are.
And Bob Klein, we're going to end with your statement today, and I couldn't agree with you more.
I don't give a fuck what you do. That's right.
Yeah, as long as you do it well and you put on a good show and you entertain the crowd that came in to see you and paid good money to see you or is paying good money to the bar to participate in drinking games while they see you. So, you know, please.
What Chad Applegate's comment?
What's he got?
Only for the guitars.
Applehead, you ain't right, man. You are not right. Carla says at our age, I forget my own damn address. I agree.
Yeah.
It's bad. We want to add a keys player. We can't afford to. Yeah, I get that, Bronson. It's just one more mouth to feed and one more person getting a piece of the pie, so to speak. And play some music, Mike says, that makes me smile. Yeah. And again,
listen, if I'm having fun, if I'm at a bar or I'm at a show and I'm having a good time, I don't think you'll ever catch me thinking to myself, are they playing to tracks? Because I'm just going to walk out if they are. No, I'm not going to do that.
And you know what? I keep going back to see that band where the keyboard player doesn't touch the keys on some of the songs, but they put on a hell of a show.
There you go.
I love watching them. It's that fun. So, yeah. And then you appreciate, though, also bands that are pure musicianship and harmonies from the stage using nothing but their talent. And you really appreciate that, too. So
Corona. The 30th for the jam is Dress as Your Favorite Musician. The 31st, we have Top This Band. And the 1st is Miss Jackie. Those are our Halloween parties.
And tomorrow night, Thursday night is the jam with Marianne's birthday, right?
It is. And then Saturday night is for Tom's 60th birthday, too.
Under the Sun.
Under the Sun.
It's going to be good.
And then we have H&R Rock on Friday. And on Wednesday, we have Dell and Rob playing. And tonight, Vanessa and Joe were there doing the PB&Js, $2 PBRs, $3 Jamesons.
Thank you for filling me in on that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Scotty Bratcher has joined the party here. Let me see what he has to say. If I can get it to pop up on the screen. There it goes. We played so loud you can't hear our lack of talent.
It's true.
You are loud, Scotty Bratcher.
Oh.
Loud.
You loud motherfucker. Scott, we need to talk about next year, about your and Danny Frazier's band.
That, speaking of loud, we should rank the top loudest guitar players in the tri-state, because I can name 4 right now at least.
I can name 2 at least.
Rick Kern.
You're actually, everybody thinks it's Rick. It's Brian.
I know Brian's loud.
Brian is way louder than Rick.
Rick's monitor is loud, I should say.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Fink, super loud.
Oh my God.
Super loud. And Scotty Bratcher ranks up there as well. He does.
Willie Phoenix.
Yeah. Jamie Combs. Loud. Loud. Kathy says louder the better. You deaf rocker.
No, I lose customers because of that.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the only problem is you lose customers. People will literally leave. I've seen it happen so many times.
And I was at an event over the weekend, last weekend, where sound check went a little long. And the drummer of one of the bands that were playing, if he kicked the kick drum once, he kicked it 1,000 times in sound check. All you got was this boom, 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 boom. Everybody sitting in the room was just like, stop. Think about that when you're on stage. It's not all about you. And why do you need to hear the kick drum kicked 1,000 times? Yeah, Bob says loves Willie.
I love Willie. Willie's one of my favorite. Hey, all of those people that we mentioned are some of my favorite musicians. Like, they play my bar all the time. It is what it is. I just don't like losing customers.
All right, Mama, I gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go. I'll be at the Miamisburg Moose tonight, guys, 7 p.m. with question answer trivia, and 3 more left at Heather's on the patio. I know it's going to be chilly tomorrow. Bundle up, come out, have a little fun with us. We'll be out on the patio. It'll be in the high 50s. If it were in the high 50s in April, we'd all be happy. Keep that in mind. So we're going to have a good time tomorrow night as well. And yes, if you're watching today, Ace Frehley will be the free point tomorrow. Artists we've lost. I always do a little cutout, and that's who it is. So a little sneak peek there. Thank you, Dewey. Appreciate you, man. Thank you all for interacting today. It's been a great day of comments, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Karis, for eating in front of us again.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yes. That's the everywhere I go now. Hey, love that show you do with Karis, but what does she eat every day? I'm just like, oh my God. But you know, our views on this show have been fantastic. Someday we're going to do a show about why Thursday's show is in the shitter. And it used to be really popular and now it's not. And you're going to help me make a decision on whether I keep doing that or not. So that's where I'm at. I'm toying with that like Toy Hobbs.
Combine the Tuesday and Thursday show, and then you take Thursday off.
You think? But you don't want to sit here and read the list of who's playing out. That takes forever. We've done it before, haven't we? Mm-hmm. It's much more entertaining with you. But that's why I have good viewership on Tuesday.
Like you don't really mean the chewing. You didn't like my chewing noises. You can. Kathy,
don't piss her off, okay?
Oh, she always pisses me off.
Don't piss her off. Don't piss her off. Don't piss her off.
This is Dave Wade from Cincinnati's own Deviate, and you're listening to Haul Around Town Radio.
What's that?
Bob, you need to swear more on Thursdays.
Yes, every band I talk about. This effing band, that effing band. Thursday, be here. Bye-bye.
Under the Sun is fucking playing at the Bell and the fucking Bear on Saturday.
Drop those F-bombs, baby.
H-Star and motherfucking Rock is going to be playing on Friday.
Into the music scene.
Yes,
Showing lots of love for the community.
And the winner
Advice, I know who I should go see. Town Radio.
Show.
We have a winner.
You're the winner today, Ceris.
Yay, we won.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. All Around Town Radio.